Hello, my name is Gabriella Harcharek, and this is my curriculum analysis of the Ohio New Learning Standards K-12 Social Studies curriculum for Education 511 with Dr. Mark Furta for the fall 2016 semester at Franciscan University of Steubenville. This presentation will be broken into 5 different categories: foundations, organization, content, assessment, and critique. The State Board of Education approved Ohio's revised academic content standards, pre-K through 12 social studies in June 2010. These are currently known as Ohio's New Learning Standards K through 12 social studies. The approval of the 2010 standards was the culmination of a year and a half of work by the Ohio Department of Education with input from educational stakeholders and content experts. This curriculum accommodates ELL, ESL, gifted, and disabled learners. The revision process focused on 5 primary goals. The first goal, to identify the most essential concepts and skills, was accomplished with input from many individuals and groups. These included a discussion group of teachers representing the diversity of Ohio school districts and regions of the state, an advisory committee representing Ohio social studies stakeholder groups, a working group consisting of teachers, professors, and curriculum supervisors, in-depth reviews conducted by national content experts, numerous focus groups, and multiple opportunities for online review by the public. This advice received helped many to frame the content of the standards. The second goal was for revised standards to be more manageable for teachers and to allow students to develop greater depth of understanding. Manageability was also achieved by reducing the breadth of content that is to be taught at each grade level, allowing for teaching content in greater depth. A third goal was a clear progression from grade to grade. One of the tasks of the working group was to check for horizontal and vertical alignment. Horizontal alignment refers to the linkages among the strands at a particular grade level. Vertical alignment includes the progression of a set of related content statements from one grade level to the next. A fourth goal was to create a syllabus for high school courses. Stakeholder groups assisted the department in identifying 6 courses for which the syllabi were created: American history, modern world history, American government, economics and financial literacy, contemporary world issues, and world geography. Syllabi are organized around topics rather than strands as seen in grades kindergarten through 8 and do not specify grade levels. The inclusion of particular courses in the revised standards is not meant to require that all of these must be offered or limit the choice of additional courses that districts may choose in order to offer their social studies programs. The final goal was to have the standards meet the needs of the students in the 21st century. The revised standards include many of the skills from the 2002 Social Studies Skills and Methods Standard, as well as some skills aligned from the framework of 21st century learning from the Partnership for 21st Century Learning. Skills topics include historical thinking and skills, spatial thinking and skills, civic participation and skills, economic decision making and skills, and financial literacy. Ohio's social studies content standards serve as a basis for what all students should know and be able to do in social studies by the time they graduate from high school. These standards are intended to provide Ohio's educators with a set of common expectations upon which to base social studies curricula. Ohio's social study content standards incorporate history, geography, government, and economics in order to prepare students to be participating citizens. Specifically, social studies helps students to develop the ability to make informed and reasoned decisions for themselves and the common good, prepare students for their role as citizens and decision makers in a diverse democratic society, enable students to learn about significant people, places, events, and issues in the past in order to understand the present, and foster students' ability to act responsibly and become more successful problem solvers in an interdependent world of limited resources. Ohio New Learning Standards also include guiding assumptions for the Ohio New Learning Standards K-12 Social Studies. Ohio Social Studies content standards set a high expectation and provide strong support for social studies achievement by all students, represent the social studies knowledge and skills needed to make a successful transition to post-secondary education, the workplace, and civic life, are informed by national standards documents, balance knowledge, conceptual learning, understanding, and skill development, focus on important social studies topics, represent a rigorous progression across grades and in-depth study within each grade, serve as a basis for classroom and statewide assessments, and guide the development of local social studies curricula and instructional programs. The organization differs between grades K through 8 and 9 through 12. Grades kindergarten through 8th are organized into 4 strands: history, geography, government, and economics, whereas grades 9 through 12 are organized around 6 topics: American history, modern world history, economics and financial literacy, contemporary world issues, and world geography. The content of Ohio New Learning Standards encourages cross-curriculum learning, is appropriate for all students, including ELL, ESL, gifted, and disabled students, and allows a clear flow from grade to grade and lesson to lesson. The standards are organized using the following components: strands, themes, topics, and content statements. Strands are the 4 disciplines within social studies. Themes are the focus of the particular grade level or the descriptive narrative of a high school course syllabus. Topics are the different aspects of content within a strand. Example. Content statements are the essential knowledge to be learned at each grade level or within each course. The social studies standards directly address the 21st century learning skills of civic literacy, financial and economic literacy, and global awareness. Links to other 21st century skills, such as problem solving, communication, media literacy, and leadership, are more fully developed in the model curriculum. One of the primary goals of the standards revision was to develop an integrated system of standards, model curricula, and assessments that meet the needs of the students of the 21st century. As participating member of the Partnership for 21st Century Skills, Ohio has worked to integrate many of the skills from the framework of 21st century learning directly into the new standards. Here you can see an example of the setup of strand, topic, and topic description in each of the 4 categories that must be covered within grades K through 8. When it comes to assessment, the Ohio new standards are very vague. The only thing that research has presented is the Ohio Achievement Assessment and the End of the Year Assessment. My critique of the new standards of the Ohio New Learning Standards is a very good one. It seems to incorporate a lot of good integration between the class before and the class after, showing a great flow from grade to grade, as well as lesson to lesson. Each lesson builds upon what the prior lesson has taught and what the future lesson will incorporate. It embodies the utilization of 21st century skills to their full potential. By using new technology, group work, and many different skills that are presented as part of the 21st Century Skills Initiative, the students are really engaging upon not just learning and retaining the material, but also exploring it in depth. It's giving the teachers and students flexibility to work in many different ways. Once again, this is building upon 21st century skills: communication, media literacy, and many other things. The curriculum in social studies is also very open to cross-curriculum lessons. Social studies lessons, I have noticed, have also been incorporated into English, as well as some science lessons. It's very easy to take stories and lessons from history and incorporate them into a writing process or maybe even a science lesson as to the growth and development of a scientific study. This curriculum also accommodates all learners, making it very easy for teachers to write in for gifted or disabled learners. Because of that, there is very little gap for these learners. Thank you for listening to my presentation on the analysis of Ohio's new learning standards.